Okay, let's start with share my screen. Yeah, can anyone confirm like you are able to see my screen? I just shared my screen. Or you can just chat me if you are able to see the screen. In the chat box, you can say yes so that I can understand you are able to. Okay, thank you, Shivaji. You are able to listen and you are able to see the screen. Okay, let me proceed with. So, you have both joined today for learning the software testing. Okay, first let me explain what is software testing course. Okay, software testing. This is our course name. Okay. So, first of all, what is the advantage of software testing course over the other courses? Because we have lot of courses in the market, right? So we have Python related courses, data analyst related courses, and then we have Java related. Lot of courses are available in the market, CoreJava, Advanced Java, like that. But out of all the courses, how the software testing course is advantage apart from the other courses? First advantage I can say it is a very simple. Like whether you have the non-IT background also, it is a starting point to move from non-IT background to IT background is supported with the only software testing course. So it's like a bridge between your non-IT to IT career. You can able to easily move you from the non-IT sector to IT sector. Even whether you have the IT knowledge also, if you are not that much familiar about your coding skills, then that time also the software testing course is very suitable to be stable in the IT industry. Because to come to the IT industry, you should have the coding skills, the good coding skills. But with software testing, it is not required. So minimal amount of the core Java concepts is required for writing the automation also. With minimal amount of skills also, we can able to easily survive in the software testing industry. Okay, that is the main advantage. So it is like a starting point to the IT industry. So second main advantage of the software testing is, so whatever like wherever like whatever you are doing for the package only to get the job with a good package. So that is the main responsibility of any of the student or anyone is aiming for this one only. So with the minimal amount of coding skills and less complexity, less stress, you don't need to take lot of stress to accomplish the things and all. But still, you are getting the good package with the software testing course. Okay, so sometimes like equivalent to the development package, you are also getting by adding your manual and automation experience. Okay, so these two only anyone is referring for their life to lead without having any hurdles, like with a good work life balance they wanted to maintain without having too much of complexity. We need to lead our jobs. That is our main responsibility. So that should be accomplished with the software testing course. Okay, I think I'm clear why testing course. So this is the reason why we need to go with the testing apart from other courses. Okay, so and let me explain what is software and what is testing. We need to learn because you are doing testing on software. What is software first? Simply, if I say what is software in a simple sentence, software is nothing but set of executable programs. I'm calling it as a software. Set of executable programs. Okay. So these programs will be developed by the development team, which means the coders, the developers. Okay, we would say the programmers or we would say the development team will prepare this particular programs. You need to ensure whatever the programs which was written by the development team is working without having any issue. That is what the testing team need to fulfill. Okay, so set of executable programs. Can anyone reply me like what are the softwares you are using in your real-time environment? Nikita or Shivaji. So, yeah, so the recording also available for you, Nikita. So no issue. Recording is also available. Yeah. So what are the softwares you are using in your real-time like in a real-time environment, what type of softwares you are using. Yeah, hi Ragni, you just joined. Yeah. So, what are the softwares you are using in the market or in your real-time environment? Is, let's say, for example, you have joined this particular class using which software? So, this is a Zoom. So, you have joined through the Zoom application. So, this is a one type of software application. Okay. For example, if you have joined with this particular application, maybe through mobile, it might be also happen. Some people will be joined through web mobile. I have joined through website. Why? Because I need to share my screen, so I need to use my laptop and I need to access through website, or I can access through a window application, because the Zoom is also available as a Windows based application. So I can able to join the Zoom application through the Zoom Workspace app also. So you can able to join through the app of the Windows application as well. Okay. So it's like one application, you have to test the software in a three different platforms. Okay, so in three different platforms, we can able to access our application, and again, it is not mandatory to have our application in three different platforms. So it's like based on the customer convenience, the customer is using the application in three applications. So whatever the developer has been implemented, that program should be executed in a three different platforms in a same manner. That is what we are expecting from the development team. Because wherever you are using, whenever you are using, it is like a same experience. You are not facing any issues. Okay, so the softwares I am taking it as a application software. So where you can able to do the multiple tasking with this particular software on a daily basis. So application software is nothing but you can able to do multiple tasking with this particular applications is what I'm calling it as a application software. So these application softwares will be available in three platforms: mobile, website, and Windows. Lot of softwares I would say comes to application softwares are, you are using WhatsApp, that is one of the application software, and you are using Amazon, you are using Flipkart, you are using Facebook, Insta. All these I am calling it as a softwares. These are all social media apps. This WhatsApp, YouTube, and all these Insta, Facebook. All I am calling it as application softwares where the customer are able to do multiple tasking with their applications. Is what I am calling it as a application softwares. Okay, so this is one of the category of the software. So we have two types of softwares which are in the market. One is application software with the three different platforms. Second is, I would say, system software. So system software is nothing but, I would say, it is inbuilt in your systems. For example, if you have purchased your laptop or your mobile, so what inbuilt it will come is, it will be inbuilt with the operating system OS. So if you purchase like Windows operating system, so you will be installing your Windows or Linux or Mac, whatever the operating system you wanted to use. Based on that, you will install operating system. It's like one-time installation you will use for a long time. Correct? These are also a softwares. Okay. So let's say, for example, I wanted to use my Word documentation. So for using this Word, you have to have MS Office in your system. Then only you can able to use the Word or PowerPoint or the Excel. So these are all the system softwares which leads your system to be working as expected. The basic and the utilities, I would say, you are adding some utilities to your system as a software to use some extra functionalities to your system. Okay, for example, you purchase this monitor or laptop, whatever, and you wanted to connect your scanner or printer devices. For the first time, you can't able to directly connect your printer or scanner devices. If you want to try, you can try it. So what you need to do, you need to install some drivers which will support to connect with your printer or scanner devices. So the drivers itself, I am calling it as a software. So daily we are using lot of software. So you have to understand what are the different types of softwares are available in the market and how we are using them. I hope you got basic idea like what are the softwares we have available in the market, like system softwares and application softwares. System softwares are like one-time installation. It will be inbuilt in your system and you can use for a long time. Like for example, this operating systems, MS Office and drivers comes into the system software. Coming to this application softwares, you can do multiple tasking. So it will support three different platforms: mobile, website, and Windows, based on the customer point of view. So we are going to implement and you are going to use this application in a the customer expected environments. Okay, clear till here? Okay. So these are the softwares, like this is the overview of the software. So coming to testing, what is testing? So this is what I would say the softwares we have. And what is testing? Simply high level, I would say the testing is nothing but we would say, so it's a verification between expected and actual value. So you are doing the verification between the expected and the actual results, I would say. Okay. So now you need to understand what is expected and what is actual. So you're doing just a verification whether the application is working fine with respect to the expected and the actual results. Okay, what is your expected and what is the actual result? For example, you can consider any of the web application. For example, I'm taking the Amazon. So this is the website. Okay. So Amazon.in. If you see Zoom, Zoom.us, this is a website application. Similarly, Amazon.in, this is a website application. Okay, you want to ensure this application is working as expected, what the customer is asking. Okay. For example, the requirement of the sign-in page, what the Amazon sign-in should be is they are expecting mobile number or the email field. You can accept mobile number or email field for the Amazon application. Okay. For example, if I have entered the mobile number that is wrong, so if I click on continue, what I'm getting here, it is asking and it is giving the error message like invalid mobile number. Okay. For example, if I'm entering some alphanumeric data and click on continue, what is it is giving? The error message has been changed. That is invalid email address. So based on the customer input, we are changing the error messages also. This is what I am calling it as an expectation. If I'm not giving anything and if I'm clicking on continue, it is saying enter your mobile number or email ID. So again, error message has been changed. One field, so based on the inputs I am providing, it is changing the error message format of this particular field. If you are entering some wrong thing, it should be mobile. If it is a numeric data, it is a considering it as a mobile. It is alphanumeric data, it's considering it as an email field and it is saying email address is wrong. If I have entered the correct data and if I click on continue, it is going to the password script. This is the expectation of the Amazon application. This is what I am saying it as a expectation of any of the application, I would say. These are the expectations of the Amazon application. Based on the user comes up with the different inputs, what are the outputs we are getting based on the inputs which are provided by the customers. Based on that, I am deciding the output flow of functionality. That is what the expectation of the customer. So based on this expectation, the developers will develop the build. That is why actual build, which is came from the development team. What the customer is expecting and what the actual build which was developed by the development team, both should be matched. Then only we would say my testing has been passed and the application is working as expected. If both are not matched, then I would say my testing got failed and I would say okay, so we are unable to go with this particular changes because we are having the issues, because even I am entering the invalid credentials also, it is going to the password script. So this is how you will validate the front end functionality based on the customer expectations and the what the developer has been implemented. That is what I would say it as a testing. Okay, Shivaji and Ragini. So this is what I am saying it as a testing. So this testing also you can able to do it in two ways. One, you can able to do it in a manual way. That is what I'm calling it as a manual testing. Or you can able to do it in a automation way. That is what I'm calling it as a automation testing. You can able to do it in a manual way, or you can able to do it in a automation way. Okay. So what is the difference between manual testing and the automation testing? Let me open this IDE. Okay, you can able to do the testing in manual way and automation way. So whatever I have verified with Amazon, if you see, to verify this Amazon website, what I'm doing, I'm opening the browser. Okay, I need to verify the Chrome browser first, and I need to enter amazon.in. Okay, so and I need to click on enter, and then the page will be open. And then I need to click on this one, and I need to click on enter the data. So whatever the steps I'm saying, I'm just doing by manually with my keyboard and mouse actions. I am doing all the steps actually. Okay. So if the manual tester is performing all the steps, let's say this is your software application, and a software test engineer, ST, we will call it as a ST, software test engineer, is referring and doing all the steps on the particular software, is what I am calling it as a manual testing. He is checking manually everything, whether those steps are working fine or not. Or if we are placing automation scripts in between to verify all the functionalities, whatever the steps you are performing, that steps was converted into automation script. That is what we are calling it as a automation testing. So this steps or this test scripts will be validating this particular software, is what I am calling it as a automation testing. So here, manual testing means the software test engineer, STE. We will call the designation as STE. STE is nothing but software test engineer. If this software test engineer is performing all the steps on the software, is what I am calling it as a manual testing. This is my manual part. He is doing everything. But here, what he is doing is, here the designation we will be calling it as in the market SDET. SDET is nothing but software development engineer in test. Okay, so this is what we are calling it as det. This is the new role, who is having the automation experience. Whatever the manual steps the software test engineer is performing, that all manual steps we are converting into test scripts, and the test scripts is performing the testing on the software. That is what I am calling it as a automation testing. Okay, how it will be like is, so you can able to simply run one particular file. Okay, this is the file we have written as a automation script. You can run it as a Java application. If you run this after Eclipse, you will be able to see one new browser, that is Chrome browser, will be launched automatically, and then it will get executed. Okay, 1 second. Run as Java application. Okay, 1 second. Give me 1 minute, so I'll just fix that error. Okay. So what is happening is the Chrome browser is launching. I'm not doing anything. You can see Chrome is being controlled by automated test software. So everything is doing by automation scripts. It is performing all the steps whatever you wanted to do. That steps is performing by this particular steps actually. Okay, so you are uploading something over here, so we have able to upload this particular thing. So if I run this particular code again, so after this particular Eclipse IDE, so you are able to launch one Chrome browser because you are launching our application in a browser. So the website URL also has been entered on the browser automatically, and you are able to click on this choose file button, and it is open the file explorer, and you have entered some text, so it is going to be uploaded for this particular page. So if it was converted from manual to automation, then we will be calling this as a automation testing. Okay, so for writing this test scripts, okay, I'm saying I'm preparing test scripts to perform all these manual steps. So what are the things we are using to prepare the test scripts? So generally, in a older, like 15 or 13 years back, once we started our career, then that time we will be having the QTP tool actually. So QTP tool only support the VB scripting, and that too it is a licensed one. So due to these disadvantages, it only support the VB scripting and it is a licensed one. So nowadays the entire market is using the Selenium tool. After QTP, Selenium tool has been introduced. By using Selenium tool, you can able to write the test script by using any of the programming languages. So you can use Python, or you can use Java, or you can use C Sharp. The .NET code also you can use, okay, or you can use Ruby based code, or you can use Perl, right? So whatever the programming language, you can use the Java scripting, or you can use the VB scripting. So you can use any of the programming language, you can able to combine with the Selenium tool to implement the automation test scripts of the application. Okay, so market generally the best combination will be the Selenium with Java. Okay, so Selenium with Java is the most popular combination in the market. So that's why in our course duration, I'm going to implement the code by using Java with Selenium. But you can write with Selenium with Python, Selenium with .NET, and Selenium with Ruby. So whatever you are comfortable, you can able to follow. But most of the people will follow Java based coding, so that's why I'm going to with the Java based coding only. Okay. So this is what we are going to cover. So these are the test scripts, automation test scripts we are going to perform by using the automation testing. So that is the difference between manual and automation testing. So manual is nothing but if manual tester is performing the things, we are calling it as a manual testing. If the software development engineer, the automation tester designation, we are calling it as SDET. If the SDET is performing this particular test scripts conversion, whatever the steps they are performing, is what we are calling it as a automation testing. Okay, so this is like the introduction of the software and the testing. Software is nothing but a set of executable programs. That programs, as a tester, you need to validate. The testing is nothing but it's a verification between expected and actual. This thing you can able to do it manually or automation. Why automation comes into picture is whenever a small changes was happened in the code. Let's say for example they have changed some textual changes over here. Okay, they have updated some only wording over here. Again, you need to validate everything. Due to the changes, there won't be any effects on the build. So that's why you need to verify or you need to validate the same things multiple times. So that is why you need to go with this automation testing to do the repetitive task by using the automation way to reduce the timing efforts of the builds. Okay, that is why automation comes into picture. So if you are discussing about the mobile website and window based applications, so by using Selenium Java, whatever the scripts you can able to implement, I said for the Selenium and Java. So Selenium and Java will be helping us to do the automation of the websites only. So by using Selenium and Java, you can able to automate the Java based, website based applications only. But coming to Windows and mobile, you need to use another tools. For mobile automation, you need to use the Appium tool. For window-based applications, you need to use the robot class. So by using some other things, you need to do the automation apart from Java and Selenium for automating the mobile-based and window-based applications. Most of the people will cover only website automation, but here we are going to cover the mobile and Windows. Why? Because like any sort of application, any platform-based application comes into picture, we can able to easily contribute on that particular area. So that is why we are working with the all three platform related manual and automation testing part. Manual is common for all the three platforms, but automation will be different, but that is also will be covered here. Okay, so it's like a basic high level of software and testing and how you are doing the testing on a software. Coming to our course content, first, I will be starting with the manual testing. So, coming to manual testing, we will be taking from 15 to 20 classes for the manual testing. It's mostly based on the theoretical portion. As a manual tester, you need to understand the flow process and how to do the manual testing of the software. So, there I am going to explain the 4 chapters, that is types of SDLC. That is the first thing I am going to explain. SDLC is nothing but software development life cycle. Okay, so SDLC is nothing but software development life cycle. Second chapter, I am going to explain the Agile Scrum process. Third, we are going to discuss about the testing phases or stages or levels. Okay, finally we are going to discuss about the SDLC cycle. Okay, so software development lifecycle you need to understand. To create a new software application, what is the process the companies are following, you need to understand in a SDLC. Then you need to understand Agile Scrum process. So in types of SDLC, we have 3 generations: first, second, and third generation. So first and second generation are the older process, but you need to know how the development was happening in the older days. So coming to current generation, that is third generation, is following the Agile Scrum process. So this is the process the companies are following to create a new software application. So you need to understand how the Agile Scrum process will be done for creating a new software application. So by using that Agile Scrum methodology, we are segregating into different phases or stages of testing. So how many stages or phases you can able to do the testing. And then I am going to discuss about the STLC, that is software testing life cycle. You need to understand the life cycle of the testing, how the testing process will be done from the initiation to the closure stage, how it will be done, will be accomplished by using the STLC cycle, that is testing life cycle. So with this, I am going to cover all manual related stuffs, including the real project explanation, like how to prepare the test cases, test scenarios, and all we are going to cover in the STLC lifecycle. So this will give you more insight about how to do the manual testing. These are the topics we are going to cover. Coming to automation testing, I'm going to cover first with Java. Why? Because for writing the scripts, Java is mandatory. We are going to cover with the core Java topics all the basics and loops concepts. How much it is required for our automation, that much I am going to cover. Apart from this, we are going to cover Selenium, and then I will explain robot class for the window-based application. I will explain the RPM also for mobile-based applications, and I'm also explain the framework part. Okay, it's like a combination of all the programs we will be writing in a one framework. I'll explain Maven project structure, and then I will explain the TestNG framework with page object model design pattern, and I'll explain Git commands to push and pull the code, and I'll explain the Jenkins for the CI/CD. So these are all new names, but no worry, we are going to cover our course duration, all these topics, which will be help for our manual and automation testing part. So these are the course we are going to cover for our 2 months of duration. We are going to cover all this stuff. Okay. So apart from all these things, we are also going to cover the API testing and the database testing. So I will give you the overview why these two are necessary for API and database testing for the product thing. we are going to learn from the tomorrow's class. But this is our course content we are going to cover for the next 2 months. Okay. So apart from this, I'll be giving the 2 resume formats for you to upload and get the jobs. So first resume after completion of manual testing, I am going to give, because with only manual experience also we will be having lot of opportunities in the market. So that we will be taking first manual resume, second the combination of the manual and automation resume, so that you can able to use these two for searching of your jobs. Okay. So don't wait until the class ending. Once your manual has been done, then with manual resume you can start searching of the jobs, so that whatever you are able to get anything from me, so that you can able to get over this particular duration. Okay. So that's why this resume support is also supported during our course duration. Okay. Yeah, the class timings will be between 11 to 12. We will be also providing the video recordings of the class. After the class was done, you will be able to get the recordings of the class. And also I'm providing the running notes, so it should be having the high level points whatever we are going to discuss. If you are able to take the notes, it is fine, or else I am going to give the running notes of the topics whatever we have discussed in a one particular document format. Like this I will be sharing the document. It's not like an article kind of thing, but high level whatever I'm explaining, I will put it in the word documentation and I will share it daily with you. Okay. So this is the course content. This is like just a brief demo on like what is software testing, what is the advantage I have explained for today, and this is the demo content, like what is the content we are going to cover. Okay. So if you have any doubts regarding our content or anything or whatever I have discussed so far, you can ask me. Like if any further queries you have regarding anything, you can ask the front end team of the DurgaSoft also. Okay, Shivaji and Ragini, are you clear? So we are going to create a WhatsApp group after like 2 days or 3 days of duration, so that whatever the real time updates I have, I'm going to share with that. Okay. Okay. So if no doubts, we'll wind up the class here and we'll connect again tomorrow 11 o'clock. Okay. So tomorrow we are going to start with manual testing stuff, and I'll explain the high level architecture of the software, how it is working from front end to back end architecture. Also, I will explain. And you have to be very interactive in the class to understand the stuff, because now the market is expecting the communicative people. Because if you have the subject 50%, but if you have 50% of at least communication skills, you can able to get 100% result. But you have 100% knowledge, but you are zero with your communication skills and you are not that much interactive, then the result will be zero. So that's why at least communicate in the class, because it's not like a classroom kind of things whatever you have learned like in the school and college. It's like just a knowledge sharing. Whatever I know, I'll just share it in you like a simplest way to understand in a better way. So that's why speak whatever you are able to understand, like whatever you are learning. So just try to speak out and try to explain and talk in the classroom. Okay. It's like just a demo, so that is fine. So be change yourself for the tomorrow's class, so that you can able to get better results. Okay. Okay. Bye, Shivaji and Ragni. We'll meet tomorrow at 11 o'clock class. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for joining.